Hi and welcome back to my channel. Previously we spoke about the subjunctive mood and conditional sentences. We studied different types of conditional sentences, how they are formed, and in our previous lesson we discussed what conjunctions we can use to introduce conditional clauses. Today I invite you to do a little exercise on the subject. As usual, I recommend that you write the sentence that you see on the screen down, do the exercise, and then check it with me. Shall we begin? I took some of the examples from a Practical English Grammar Combined Exercises by Thompson and Martinet, and also I've taken some examples from Advanced Learners Grammar by Mark Foley and Daniel Hell. So the task is put the verbs and brackets into the correct forms. Add mood auxiliaries, would, could, should, might, where it is necessary. I suggest that you write the sentences down, as I have already said, and then check them with me. Presuming that you have already done that, let's start checking. If I come across an expression that I don't know, I always write it down. So what do we have here? We have zero conditional. So if I come across an expression, I always write it down. Every time I come across an expression that I don't know, I write it down. The situation repeats over and over again every time the condition is met. The present simple tense is used in both clauses. The second sentence, if the island were still a tourist attraction, last week's earthquake would have caused far more deaths. We are talking about a situation that happened in the past, last week, and about a condition that is generally true. Yeah, it was true last week and it is true today too. So we use the second conditional in the conditional clause, yeah, if the island were still a tourist attraction. And what do we have? We have the subjunctive to were, yeah, and we use would plus the perfect infinitive, that is the analytical subjunctive, in the main clause. So this sentence is what we call a mixed conditional. Our result is in the past, but the condition is in the present and it is unreal. Number 3, I can hardly keep my eyes open. If I had gone to bed last night, I wouldn't be so tired now. In this example, we also have a mixed conditional sentence, but it's different. Here, vice versa, we have the condition in the past and the result of it in the present. I would not be tired now if there and then, last night, I had gone to bed, but I didn't. Yeah? So the condition is unreal and in the past, the result is unreal and in the present. Number 4, the lift wasn't working when I was here last. If it still isn't working, we will have to use the stairs. We don't know yet, but we suppose that such a situation might be true. Yeah? Our condition is real, and that's the first conditional. If it still isn't working, we will have to. The present continuous form is used in the conditional clause, and the future simple is used in the subordinate clause. Have to is a periphrastic modal. Yeah, we will have to. Number 5. He's only 16, but he wants to leave school at the end of the term. If he leaves now, he will be sorry afterwards. The same, the first conditional is used. The condition is real. We don't know what decision he will make in the end, right? So we use the present simple tense in the conditional clause and the future simple in the main clause. Number 6, we had a lot of trouble putting the tent up. If it hadn't been so windy, perhaps it wouldn't have been quite so difficult. We are talking about a situation that took place in the past. We cannot change it anymore, so that's the third conditional sentence. Both the condition and its result are in the past. Number 7. Unless Tom takes his library book back tomorrow, he will have to pay a fine. It's a real condition. We are speaking about a future situation, And pay attention that in this sentence we don't use if, we use unless, and as unless has this negative component in it, unless we use the main verb in a positive form. Unless Tom takes, not unless Tom doesn't take. Unless Tom takes his library book back, he will have to pay a fine. The first conditional. Number 8. If Fleming hadn't discovered penicillin, there would be far more fatalities every year than there actually are. A mixed conditional once again. The result here is in the present and the condition is in the past. If there and then he hadn't discovered penicillin, today the situation would be different. We are talking about unreal present. Number 9. It's lucky he had his torch with him. If he hadn't had it, he would have fallen down the cellar steps. We are talking about a situation that we left behind, a situation from the past. It's the third conditional. So the past perfect is used in the conditional clause, and would plus the perfect infinitive is used in the main clause. This room's freezing because the fire has only just been lit. If you had lit it this morning, as I suggested, the room would be warm enough to sit in now. A mixed conditional again. If you had lit it, the condition is in the past, the room would be warm enough now, the result is in the present. Both are unreal. Number 11. If his wife weren't allergic to cats, they would have adopted a kitten long ago. A mixed conditional, though here the result is in the past and the condition is in the present. It's a general situation. His wife was allergic and his wife is allergic to cats, but if she weren't, the subjunctive to is used. They would have adopted a kitten some years ago, right, in the past. And number 12, we were traveling with false passports. If our passports had been all right, we wouldn't have been arrested. We are dealing with a situation from the past. So it's the third conditional, and the past perfect tense is used in the subordinate clause, would plus the perfect infinitive in the main clause. This situation cannot be changed. It's absolutely unreal. An unreal situation in the past. I hope you did the exercise without any mistakes. If you still have any doubts about conditional sentences, please rewatch the videos on this channel. I appreciate your feedback, so don't hesitate to leave your comments. Subscribe to this channel if you find my videos useful, and see you in the next lesson.